Imagine a world where building really complex business automations, well, it only takes a single sentence. You just type what you want, and minutes later, a robust system simply, well, it appears, ready to go. No deep coding, no endless debugging. Sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? Let's unpack this a bit. Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into something truly fascinating. A revolutionary new method that lets AI instantly build powerful multi-step automations for you. We're talking about combining advanced AI, specifically tools like Claude, with something really cutting edge called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP.
Yeah, this isn't just, another update. It feels like a seismic shift, a real game changer in the automation space. We're going to kick things off by exploring why current automation tools, powerful as they are, can often feel like a bit of a paradox, like incredibly capable yet strangely exhausting to really master. Then we'll peel back the layers, look at how this MCP method actually works. We'll peek under the hood at its impressive three-repository power system. We'll even walk you through a really compelling real-world example, show you its practical magic. Later, we'll sketch out how you could conceptually set this up yourself, explore its huge business applications, and then, importantly, we'll get real about its current limitations and the exciting possibilities ahead. Our mission, like always, is to give you that shortcut, help you get truly well-informed fast.
Okay, let's start by digging into the problem this whole new approach is trying to solve. Our source material, it kicks off describing n8n as incredibly powerful. They even call it Zapier on steroids, which highlights its immense flexibility, hundreds of integrations, advanced logic. It really sounds like an automation dream tool on paper.
And it absolutely is. I mean, it's a beast for power users,
Yeah.
genuinely deserving all that hype. But here's the stark reality, the paradox, right? Its greatest strength, that incredible flexibility, the sheer number of options that also creates its biggest challenge. Navigating hundreds of different nodes, those little building blocks, configuring them perfectly, getting them to work together, especially in a complicated workflow, it can be genuinely exhausting. You find yourself thinking, maybe just writing the code myself would actually be quicker. It's kind of like being given every single Lego brick imaginable, but zero instructions, and then being told, go build a skyscraper.
So it sounds like for all that potential, the real core struggle for users is just mastering that overwhelming complexity. It's a lot.
Precisely. It's the sheer weight of learning, that steep climb to really get it.
And this brings us to where things get really interesting. Our source introduces the Model Context Protocol, MCP, as the key, the answer to bypassing that steep learning curve entirely. It promises to sort of transform the whole experience.
That's the beauty of it, exactly.
Yeah.
Think of MCP not just as another feature, but as a really sophisticated system. It gives an AI like Claude this deep, structured, almost native understanding of a complex tool like n8n. The old way, AI would often give you, inconsistent results, sometimes illogical ones, like it was just guessing or making vague connections. But this new MCP method, it completely changes that. It equips the AI with these highly specialized tools and gives it access to massive, meticulously structured libraries of information. So the AI doesn't guess anymore. It builds with the confidence and the precision of a seasoned expert.
Okay, that level of precision, that expert-like knowledge, sounds incredible. And you said it comes from what the source calls the three-repository power system. Can you walk us through those? What are they? How do they work together?
Absolutely. Imagine giving the AI not just one brain, but like three distinct, powerful, yet perfectly interconnected intelligence centers. Okay. First, you've got the n8n MCP server repository. This is like the AI's core blueprint library. It contains complete structured documentation for over 525 different n8n nodes. So the AI knows how each building block should be set up, how it's used correctly, down to every little parameter. It's the ultimate instruction manual, basically.
A complete guide for every single component. Wow.
Exactly. Then second, there's the Context.7 repository. This acts like the AI's live fact checker. It's dynamic memory, if you will. Software documentation, it changes all the time, right? This repository makes sure the AI always has the most up-to-date version-specific documentation. And this is crucial because it actively prevents errors you might get from using outdated info. Keeps the AI's knowledge fresh, relevant.
So it's constantly checking its understanding against the latest information out there.
Precisely. And third, and this is maybe the most powerful, most fascinating part, is the workflow reference repository. This is like a massive case study archive, a treasure trove of practical wisdom. It holds over 2,000 proven real-world MEN workflows. So when you ask for an automation, the AI can actually look through these and find similar battle-tested solutions to use as a starting point. Moment of wonder, just whoa, Pause for a second and think about that. Over 2,000 successful automations, all documented, all available. It's like having the collective wisdom, the direct experience of thousands of expert builders right at your fingertips, ready to instantly apply. It's truly astounding, the kind of capability that gives it.
It sounds like having, a whole team of master builders on call. This huge amount of knowledge fundamentally changes how the AI approaches a task. It moves it way beyond just guesswork.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
The AI now builds with real deep expert knowledge, not just, speculation.
That's a really powerful foundation. So, okay, with this MCP system in place, how does a simple request, like in natural language from a user, actually turn into a fully functional, production-ready workflow? What are the steps?
It's actually a pretty elegant four-step dance, almost seamless in how quickly it happens. First, you provide a simple description. It all starts with you. You give the AI, maybe in Claude or a code editor like Cursor, just a natural language description of what you need the automation to do, clear, direct. Second, the AI performs intelligent research. Now, this is where the magic really starts humming. The AI doesn't just start building blindly. It does its homework, real homework. It intelligently accesses those three repositories we just talked about, grabs the relevant up-to-date docs from the blueprint and the fact-checker, and crucially, searches that massive library of 2,000 tested workflows to find good examples. This deep research helps it find the perfect nodes, the most efficient structure for what you asked for. It's like it's reviewing every relevant textbook and case study before drawing the first line. Third, the AI builds and validates the workflow. Armed with all this expert knowledge, it then constructs the workflow's JSON structure. Beat. JSON structure, for anyone not familiar, that's just a standard text-based format for representing data, super common online, and every decision it makes is based on that validated documentation. It uses built-in tools to pre-validate configurations, catching potential errors before deployment, like a self-correcting blueprint.
Right.
Fourth, the AI deploys and manages the workflow. Once it's built and validated, the AI uses its tools to upload it directly into your n8n workspace. Does a final check, make sure everything's integrated correctly, ready to run.
That automated validation part sounds like a huge differentiator. What's the real advantage there for someone using this, knowing that step is built in?
The real advantage is catching errors proactively. It means you deploy with way less risk, ensuring, flawless operation right from the get-go. Less debugging later.
Right. To really make this concrete, the source gives a great real-world example. A digital marketing agency wanting to automate its client onboarding. Could you walk us through that, the prompt, and what the AI actually built?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good one. The prompt they gave was pretty straightforward. Something like, automate our client onboarding process using HubSpot, Asana, Google Workspace, and Slack. And the AI, using this MCP system, took that one sentence and did an astonishing amount of work automatically. It used all three documentation sources to understand not just the individual HubSpot, Asana, Google Docs, Slack nodes, but also how they typically interact in these kinds of flows. Then it meticulously mapped out this logical, multi-step workflow, triggered exactly when a HubSpot deal was marked closed won. It found the specific nodes needed, checked they were compatible, and then created the whole complex multi-step workflow.
Okay, and the result?
The outcome was pretty incredible, actually. A fully functional multi-agent workflow literally just appeared in the user's n8n account. This thing automatically created an Asana project from a template, generated a Google Drive client folder and a personalized welcome packet, set up the initial tasks in Asana for the team, notified the right Slack channels about the new client, and even updated the HubSpot client record with the new project details. The only manual part, the human touch, was connecting the API credentials securely. An API credential, just simply put, it's like a secure digital key. Lets one program talk to another safely.
So this really complex multi-platform setup just materialized in their n8n account almost instantly. That's quite a leap forward.
Nearly instantly, yeah. With astonishingly minimal human effort. Beyond that first prompt and plugging in the keys, it really redefines plug and play for these kinds of complex systems. Mid-roll sponsor read provided separately.
This sounds genuinely transformative, really powerful. For our listeners who might be curious now, thinking about the next step, how does someone even begin to set up a system like this, conceptually? We're not doing a full tutorial here, obviously, but what are the key phases involved?
Good question. It's a natural next thought, right? The source breaks it down pretty cleanly into two distinct phases. First, there's phase one, the basic MCP setup. This basically gives your AI, like Claude, read-only, access to all that knowledge. You essentially configure Claude by feeding it a single unified JSON file. Beat a JSON file. Again, just a common organized text format for data, like a structured recipe. This file is the instruction set. It tells Claude exactly where to find those 3 repositories we talked about: the n8n node docs, the live fact checker, and that treasure trove of real-world examples. Once that's done, Claude gets incredibly accurate at designing workflows. It'll give you the complete JSON code, and you just manually import that into your n8n setup.
Okay, so it gives you the perfect blueprint and you just drop it in yourself. Makes sense.
Exactly. Then you move to Phase 2, Advanced Integration. This is where you unlock the direct n8n deployment, meaning the AI can actually push the workflows straight into your system for you. This phase involves using Docker. Docker is a fantastic tool. Packages applications in these isolated environments, like little self-contained computers. You use Docker to run a local server that acts as a secure bridge between Claude and your n8n account. You pull a specific Docker image, run it, then update Claude's config with your n8n URL and a unique API key that you generate inside your n8n settings. This gives the AI the necessary secure permission to connect and actually modify your n8n workspace. Beat. I'll admit, I still occasionally wrestle with making sure all the correct API keys and permissions are perfectly in place myself. It's, a critical security step, obviously, but sometimes it can trip you up. A misplaced character, an expired token. It happens.
Yeah, it sounds like for anyone looking to actually get this running, aligning all those security credentials correctly is maybe the main hurdle.
It absolutely is. Getting all the security credentials lined up perfectly is often the trickiest part of the whole setup.
Okay, now that we have a clearer picture of the how, let's pivot back to the what. Where can this incredibly powerful automation building be applied in the real business world? Seems like the possibilities are pretty broad.
They truly are. This tech isn't just for one industry. Its power is in automating any structured, repeatable process. Think about a law firm, right? Imagine AI-driven client intake. New client data triggers drafting engagement letters, sets up tasks in Asana or Clio, starts automated communication. Or for a marketing agency, beyond that onboarding example, it could automatically create dedicated Slack channels for new clients, send out detailed onboarding questionnaires, or even pull daily PPC performance data from Google Ads, format it into a neat summary, and post it to a team dashboard or Slack, all before anyone's had their first coffee. It's really about leveraging this intelligence wherever there's a predictable flow of info or tasks.
So it's about identifying those routine high-volume tasks and letting the AI handle the heavy lifting. Makes sense. And to get the absolute best out of it, what are some of the pro tips the source suggests?
Yeah, the source offers some really good practical advice for getting maximum results. First, be extremely specific in your prompts. The AI is brilliant, but it's very literal. So instead of something vague like build me an automation for new clients, you need crystal clear instructions. Try something like create a workflow. Trigger. HubSpot deal stage changes to close one. Action 1. Create new Asana project using new client onboarding template. Action 2. Generate Google Doc welcome packet from template. Merge client name. Action 3. Send Slack notification to hashtag new clients with deal details. See, more details mean less guessing for the AI. Much better results for you.
Much clearer.
Second, use a project template in Claude. Don't start from a blank chat every time. Create a persistent project with some permanent instructions for the AI, like you are an expert n8n automation architect. Always start by analyzing the trigger. Gives it a consistent starting point. Also, monitor usage carefully. This kind of powerful AI generation can eat up credits on platforms like Claude. So plan your query strategically. Maybe bundle smaller requests into one big one. Another crucial tip: plan your automations. Sketch it out on paper or in your head before you start writing the prompt. Clarifies your thinking.
Good advice.
And related to that, capitalize on each query. Try to get as much done as possible in one detailed prompt instead of lots of back and forth for every little step. Finally, and this is key, start simple, then scale up. Don't try building a massive 20-step system first time out. Start basic, 2-3 steps. New Google Sheet row, send Slack message. Get comfy, then build complexity.
That's excellent practical advice. If you had to pick just one, what's the single most important tip for success with this?
Oh, without a doubt, specificity in your prompts. Every single time. Clarity is king.
Right. It sounds almost magical, honestly, but let's ground this with a reality check. What parts does this system handle incredibly well, and what still absolutely needs that human touch?
Yeah, that's an important distinction. It's amazing at generating the complete workflow JSON, selecting the right nodes, building complex logic, validating it all. That's huge. But what still needs you? First, API credential setup. You will always manually add your API keys for security. The AI won't handle those sensitive keys, nor should it.
Okay.
Second, custom business logic. If you have really specific, intricate formulas, unique decision trees, very nuanced if-then stuff, You might still need to manually tweak the code or if nodes after the AI generates the main structure. And always, final testing. You should always, without fail, do an end-to-end test before activating any workflow for real use.
Think of the AI as your master architect, but you're still the final inspector, the QA engineer.
Cost is also, a factor to keep in mind. Generating really complex workflows can be credit-intensive on Claude, and its usage credits often reset every 4-8 hours, even on pro plans. So planning your big queries around that cycle can be smart. And, while we focus on Claude here, the MCP method isn't exclusive to it. You can adapt it. Use other AI dev environments like Cursor, Windsurf, even LM Studio if you want to run things locally for privacy.
So it's incredibly powerful, automates so much, but it's not quite set it and forget it just yet. Human oversight is still critical.
Precisely. Human oversight remains key. For security, for that final fine-tuning, and for ultimate peace of mind.
Okay, beyond just making existing things easier, what new business opportunities does this tech really create? How does it reshape the landscape for entrepreneurs or existing businesses?
Yeah, this isn't just about small efficiency gains. It's about unlocking entirely new competitive edges, new business models even. Imagine automation consultancy. You can now offer rapid prototyping, build custom workflows at a speed and cost that was just impossible before, delivering high-quality, validated automations in a fraction of the traditional dev time. That's a massive differentiator.
Huge.
Or think about a workflow template marketplace. You could build and sell industry-specific templates, like a new real estate client onboarding package or a healthcare patient intake workflow, all pre-built with AI help ready to plug in, and of course, training and education. As this gets more mainstream, there's going to be massive demand for people who can actually teach others how to use it effectively.
Makes sense.
This really is a fundamental shift in how complex automations get built. The old way. Long, manual, often expensive, a real bottleneck. The new MCP method, it flips that script. Now, a business expert can just describe their desired outcome, in plain English, and the AI acts like the master developer. It researches, generates, validates, deploys a production-ready workflow in minutes. Not days or weeks, minutes.
That's a huge shift. So how does this fundamentally change the actual job of an automation developer or a solutions architect?
It transforms it. Less manual building, much more strategic prompting, design, and oversight. Less hands-on keyboard time clicking nodes, more high-level thinking about the best way to instruct the AI.
Interesting. So to bring it all together then, the model context protocol, when you combine it with powerful, knowledgeable AIs like Claude, it's radically simplifying how we create these really complex automations in platforms like n8n. It's truly democratizing what used to be a very specialized skill.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's all about making powerful automation accessible to everyone. For beginners, it's a direct shortcut to building professional-level automations that were just out of reach before. For the experts, it turns into this massive productivity multiplier, turns hours of tedious work into, minutes. And for agencies, for businesses, it's a profound new competitive advantage. Lets them deliver higher quality, more robust results way faster than ever before.
Okay. Feeling inspired to maybe explore this transformative power for yourself, our source lays out a pretty clear, actionable plan to get started. First, they suggest joining an online community focused on AI automation. These places are invaluable for learning, support, sharing tips. Second, start simple. Get that basic read-only MCP configuration set up first. Then challenge yourself. Generate a really simple one-trigger, one-action workflow. Just build that initial confidence. Third, scale gradually. Once you're comfortable, move to multi-step automations. Experiment with more complex logic, different nodes. And finally, document and share. Keep track of what works, what doesn't. Share your successful prompts, your solutions with others in those communities. The barrier to building really powerful business-transforming automations, it has just dropped to nearly zero. The question isn't if you should learn this method, it's what will you build first?
Think about the possibilities. Really opens things up.
Thanks for diving deep with us today. We'll catch you on the next deep dive. Outro music fades in, then fades out.